Hello, hello, hello. It's time to celebrate, right?
Mhm.
So we are done with our sorting and packing and selling and giving away and throwing away. Actually, yesterday we sold our bed in one of our guest rooms. That was the last thing that we were able to we needed to sell. All right, just checking there. Hopefully everybody can hear us okay. So we are kind of tired. So as you know, we took about 10 days, actually less than 10 days, right? 9 days? 9 days, but really about 7.5, 8 days in, we were pretty much through the heavy lifting, if you will. And the last couple days have not been quite as stressful. And that was by design. We didn't want to come down to the last day and still have things to sell or so on and so forth. So it was a interesting, fun, don't you think? Fun time? Not so fun?
No.
But you mentioned the other day that it made it a lot easier because we actually downsized about 2 years ago when we first started doing
Airbnb.
what's that?
Airbnb.
Yeah, when we first started doing the Airbnb, before we did it, we downsized quite a bit at that time. So we didn't have a lot of items that were in the garage or in the attic that weren't things that we were going to keep. It wasn't near as bad. And we did give away quite a bit of stuff. So we gave away some stuff to our kids, and we paid it forward to some other people. And we sold quite a bit of stuff too. So we made quite a bit of money. We sold it pretty fast, mainly on Facebook Messenger.
Marketplace.
Mark's sending me
Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace, not Facebook Messenger.
You should also let them know that you're minus a hearing aid.
Oh yeah, I'm a minus a hearing aid.
I'm not being mean and yelling at him.
No. So the trip was rough on hearing aids. So I was having a little bit of problems with one before we left, but I have two backups. And about a week and a half into the trip, I have a workstation in the Newmar right next to the co-pilot seat. Mm-hmm. So I can work while we're traveling down the road. And it's basically like one of those TV dinner trays. It comes up and it slides down in this little compartment in the wall. Well, I dropped my right hearing aid. My primary went down in there. And when we were in the process of trying to get it out, we smashed it. So that one was...
Oh, is that what broke it?
What's that?
Is that what broke it?
Yeah, that's what broke it.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
And so the left one started acting up as well. So fortunately, I switched to two backups. Well, this right one backup only works about 10% of the time. So it's not in right now. This one's working pretty decent, but the main ones were under warranty for another 2 weeks. So thank goodness I took those in, and I'm going to get brand new hearing aids here pretty soon. So because they're not cheap. So, but they're very needed.
Sorry.
And necessary. We used to tell them about the game we used to play.
You tell them.
Me tell them? So we used to play a game where I would take my hearing aids out when we were traveling down the road and we'd try to talk. And I would tell her what I think she was saying. And most of the time it wasn't anywhere close to what she was saying. So a lot of the sentences were pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Pretty funny sentences. So if you struggle with hearing loss, that's a fun game to play. What I think you said. All right. So anything to say about the process of it all? Any tips? And of course, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask the questions around selling everything and all that type of stuff. So
exhausting.
It was exhausting. You just got to keep at it. So I see Brad and Diana there, Aaron Jemison. We've got our friends, Mark and Tina, our Cabin on Wheels. We're going to bring them in here in just a minute. Let's see here. 2 years ago, Brad lost his right hearing aid, replaced. Then last summer, they started beeping and had to wait about 10 weeks for replacement. Yeah, that's no fun. Hey, Dad.
Happy.
Brad, do you have a preference on the inner ear ones, or do you like the outside of the ear hearing aids? I've had both types. Right now, this one's an inner ear one, but I think my next ones I'm going to go with the over the ear ones. Hello, Purple Tube. We ordered our RV furniture, but it's probably 2 months away.
End of September.
End of September. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in. We're going to spend probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe a little longer once we get to talking to Mark and Tina. We're going to kind of go over celebrating. I was going to have us take a cocktail or a shot of moonshine or something to celebrate, but we've packed everything. Literally the only things here at the house now are a couple changes of clothes that we'll be taking with us. This couch that we're sitting on that stays here.
Yeah, I was like, we're not taking this.
We're not taking this. Oh, this is supposed to stay? This was supposed
Well,
to.
it is
oh,
now, I guess.
I just realized the coffee table down here, I don't think they necessarily purchased, but it's staying now.
They did now.
It's staying now. And then upstairs, the kitchen table. And that's literally just about it. That's the only furniture here.
We
And
sold
then,
all the other furniture.
yeah. And then we've got stuff that's going to storage tomorrow. We'll pick up the truck about noon. Have some moving help coming around 1 o'clock. They'll load up the truck, and then Chris and I will. Thank you, Priscilla.
She's moving.
And Chris and I will
Oh, there we go.
drive the U-Haul and the RV about 30 minutes away, fairly close to the place where we're going to be closing on Tuesday. And then we get up Tuesday morning and we close on the house, and then we will drive the U-Haul and the RV down towards Tennessee. And we've got a storage unit we're going to be dropping stuff on in Clarksville, Tennessee. You want to scoot over here?
No. Oh, come on.
Clarksville, Tennessee. And then we will go to Janelle's house in Murray, Kentucky for about a week. And we'll bring you up to date on all that in a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in Mark and Tina. You guys ready to come in? Put a thumb up. All right. Let me get rid of that background there. That can be somewhat annoying. There we go.
Hola, ¿cómo está, señorita and señor?
All right.
Christina, you're so gorgeous right now, sitting on that couch. You're going to miss that couch.
No, I'm not.
Not this one, no. Because we're going to have theater seating pretty soon in 2 months.
Yeah, but it won't be a sectional.
Shut up.
Hold on just a second. Let me fix this problem here. There we go.
Tim.
Oh, come on. All right.
Oh,
I'll see if I can get through my updates now with him on board.
Okay, I have a question. We are trying to comment and we can't comment. Do we have to be signed up for this StreamYard?
When you're a guest, you can't. Yeah, when you're a guest, you can't comment on there. What you can do is on a separate device, you like on your phone, you could have YouTube open, but you want to have the volume turned completely off because there'll be a delay and feedback and all that. But then you can comment on there. But yeah, you can't. When you're a guest, you can't comment. But you can just talk to people, so you can answer their comments just like this. You don't have to.
special. We can
We
talk.
special, but I mean, you have to literally be signed up for that StreamYard for us to be able to comment. Is that how they're commenting?
They're on YouTube directly, so they're on YouTube directly.
Too.
No, we went through. No, stop.
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
You guys are on StreamYard. StreamYard. The education session here. StreamYard is a streaming service you can use to stream on YouTube or Facebook. So
Okay.
there.
I'm learning. Hey, we got our channel.
Yeah. And you should do a live to kick off your channel.
We
And
don't know how to do
We
Yeah.
that.
don't know how to do that.
And you'll be able to comment if you want to. But really, you don't need to comment.
They said they don't know how to do
We
it.
don't need to comment. It's better not to comment.
Well, my good buddy
Yeah.
Aaron Jemison is in here, and Aaron and I used to do a lunch and learn session. Maybe we need to do another lunch and learn session. Say, teach Mark and Tina everything about YouTube.
Right?
Yeah, I think we got like six chapters, and it starts right at the beginning when you're making your page. So you can go to our channel and check those out if you want. And they'll walk you through the process of setting it all up. I see
Did Mark shave?
Amy. Amy's here with her new name.
Mark, did you shave?
Just for you, Christina.
I knew that. Thank you.
I shaved mine too, but it's all growing back now. I
I
shaved.
shaved here too.
He and
Why am I white? And you're
Doesn't he look like Papa Smurf.
I
He
love
kind
it.
of does.
Yeah.
All right.
Love
So I
it.
want to say hi to a few people here. I see Amy McFarlane.
Riley.
Hello, Amy. I see Brian with B&D Crafts. Thanks for coming in, guys. Okay, so where were we at?
Damn you, Jack.
What is that? Is it whiskey?
Growler.
Is it whiskey?
No, it's beer.
It's
From
beer? Okay.
But you know, we have the German Shepherd named Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So they had this growler, and I had to buy it.
It's kind of like, damn it, Karen.
That happens with you if you every once in a while, doesn't it? I
Yeah.
have to buy it. Hello, the American Wanderer. Thanks for coming in. All right, so we're going to get to your update in just a second. Let's talk about our big day tomorrow. So our big day tomorrow, I just said it a while ago, didn't I? We're going to, get the Jeep. Got to get the Jeep serviced. Going to get the truck at noon. Movers are coming. I already said that earlier. We're past that. And then we're going to get out of here and go boondock down near where the closing will be on Tuesday. And then Tuesday morning we close. We get our money and we hit the road. So I'll wrap up with our update. Our lodging plans for August will be a week at Janelle's in Murray, Kentucky. Then we're going to go to Whitehall,
No.
Ashland, Tennessee, which is outside of Clarksville. We're going to stay there for a week. Then we're going to go down to Milan, not Milan, but Milan. I'm froze.
Yeah.
Not for me, you're not.
Oh, okay. Our video froze on our screen, but there we're back. Milan, Tennessee, and we'll stay down there with our other daughter, Jessica, for about a week. And then towards the end of August, we're going to come back up for my mom's birthday, stay at their place for a few days, and then head to Aaron Jemison's place in Amana, Iowa, where he's work camping. And we're going to spend some time in Amana, Iowa, which is a cool old settlement that we can't wait to check out and hook up with Aaron and possibly a couple other channels while we're there. And we've got the other thing we've got going on is we've got our whole list of properties that we're going to go see.
Mhm.
Why are you shaking your head like that?
No reason.
Oh, yeah, I did another spreadsheet. We got a whole list of properties that we're going to go start look at probably as early as Tuesday after we get everything loaded into the storage. So the main thing we're looking for is acreage with a clear, fairly decent sized creek for the main part. That's really the two main things, isn't it? Yeah. So keep your eyes out. Follow us along as we look for our property. With that being said, guys, again, ask any questions. If you're getting ready to go through moving full time, you have any questions around traveling with pets, we're here to connect with you. But I also wanted to get an update from our friends Mark and Tina who are in here now, our Cabin on Wheels. So if you've been on any of our previous lives, they started this out right at the first or second week of June. So you're 2 months in. Give us an update on how it's going.
We're living life. Everything's great. I will say though, Brad, in your spreadsheet, a couple of things. In your spreadsheet, if you have property in Montana, by the time you get to Montana, they'll be gone.
I believe it.
Yeah.
They're flying off.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
crazy.
Everybody's moving to Montana.
In what
You know
areas?
what? Take a look at your closing invoice on Tuesday. I'm sure you already know, but out here, they're getting 10% real estate commissions. And if you're listed for sale by owner,
Yeah.
in order to show your house, the realtors are requiring commission fees just to show your house.
So I'm thinking about becoming a realtor.
10%.
Wow.
Yeah, that's for property, right? Not for homes.
That's for all
All of it.
of
Really?
it.
Home, property, everything.
So if you guys got anything between less than 10%, you're lucky. You are so lucky.
It's traditional 6%.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, even if you're in the 7 or even close to 8, be still, you're fortunate.
Wow.
People, 10%.
Well, this kind of went sideways. We're
Yeah.
all of a sudden we're bitching about real estate.
No, we found some great places out here. We're not complaining about real estate.
Oh, the prices.
No, not necessarily. But I mean, people are having to. If you know that you're listing under a realtor, you're going to mark your house price or your land up.
So I'm going for sell by owner.
Yeah.
That's,
But you don't have anything to sell.
no, I'm looking for people that are wanting to sell by owner.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Because you can get it for 10% less.
They're marking it up to accommodate what the realtor fees are.
Yeah, and it's about time now since 6% is traditional. Yes, that's true. But also, I know we've purchased property and sold property. We also purchased businesses and sold businesses. And property and businesses typically are 10%. That's their standard fee. But when there's a home involved, a lot of times they're 6%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't think about the 10% on the property, but when
Yeah,
you're buying, that should.
We talked to a homeowner today where we were at the other day in, well, it's White Sulphur Springs, but it's about 30 miles.
What'd you do? Scratch me?
No, that's a mosquito,
You
honey.
made me bleed.
That's a mosquito. Anyway, yeah, the guy was saying that his house, he's got a great house, like 6,000 square feet.
Oh my gosh, that's way too big.
Oh, you need stitches.
I'll show you. Anyway,
So, but the 10% won't affect you. That's the seller that pays that, right? You don't pay
Yeah,
that
but they mark the price up 10% to cover the cost.
on the property.
Yes.
Yeah.
on the property and the home.
What
And this
area
was
is it
yeah,
located?
Okay, okay, hang on. So we looked at one property listed by a realtor. It was 20 acres. Both properties were 20 acres. One was 20 acres for 99,000. Right next door, the next 20 acres, the same. If they were combined, it'd be 40. But they're selling them as separate plots. One was 99. The other, maybe his two brothers, whatever he listed with a realtor. The other one was 75.
Well,
Same line.
Same land, right?
Yeah,
adjacent.
we're seeing huge variation. We see land that's not too far from other land that'll
is there
be
a creek?
$3,000 to $5,000 an acre, and then we see in some that's $30,000 an
Yeah,
acre.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like,
and neither one of them had creeks. Neither, I mean, it wasn't
No.
like one was any different than the other. You know,
I'm
Right.
looking for that. I'm looking for that unicorn. You know, that 20 acres with
Yeah,
with a year-round river
Yeah.
running right through the middle of it for $1,000 an acre.
Yeah. The holy grail of
Oh,
property.
did I mention with a well dug and electricity to the property
Yeah,
line?
yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah.
oh, and I want fiber optics to my property line too.
Let us know when you find that.
that is a true unicorn right there.
True unicorn.
But no, back to your original question. Yeah, we're loving it. I mean, we're 2 months on
Yeah.
the road.
kids are loving it.
Kids are loving it. We're digging it. We're exploring America. It's awesome.
Doing things that you can't do at home.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of freedom to be said. There's a lot of responsibilities too, but I mean, most of South Carolina, the virus numbers are gone like triple. And now the kids, I'm so glad we made the decision. Remember, I was telling you about the online education and all of the details behind that back in May. And the kids are even glad that they're doing online schooling. So when you can, I think the difficult thing is when you're full-time family, just getting the kids aboard and, you know, not, it's
That's a pretty
different.
flyer.
And they
Where'd you
love
get that?
traveling. They love rolling the rivers. And so
Where'd you
anyway,
pick that? Was
that's
it
a pretty
wild?
flower. Did you pick that from a flower garden or did you pick it? It's wild.
Come here,
Sheesh, I
Bradley.
hope
Come
so.
over here.
You're harassing your neighbors?
No, my daughter. Show
Oh.
everybody the flower you just picked. It's
Wow, look at that daisy.
That's a pretty daisy.
a wild flower.
That's why we said you didn't pick that from the lady's garden, did you?
So are they going to start school? Or they're not doing school right now, right? They're going to start along with the schools, or how are you doing that?
Because we chose to do virtual or charter school virtually. They are going to start right on time. There's no change in that. August 17th. And There's no delay. There's no, and then they're excited and jacked up because we went on a tour of a castle the other day and we wore masks, and Colton even couldn't make it 2 hours. So I'm just being real. I can't even imagine what the teachers are going to be going through this school year. And he's in 6th grade, you know?
Yeah, I can't even make 2 minutes. My glasses fog up. I can't hear anybody because I got mask on, and I read lips half the time because I can't hear very well, especially with my hearing aid issues.
I know. I ordered a steak the other day, and they gave me a woman's leg.
Yeah. I ordered chicken fried rice, and I got shrimp fried rice. But she repeated it back to me, and I went, I didn't hear what she said. So she said shrimp fried rice probably, and yeah, that's what I want.
Was that in Billings?
No. Oh my gosh, yeah. All right, so we hooked up with these guys on our way back. They were going west, we were going east, and we actually boondocked at a Cabela's. And we didn't stay with all the other people. We were rebels. We stayed over on the other side of the parking lot because the Cabela's have a little RV pull-throughs there. You can go there and stay, right?
Yeah, we learned our
they're
lesson
slanted
the
like
hard
this.
way. We learned our lesson the hard way at Cabela's, okay?
Yeah.
If anybody's doing this full time, the first thing you want is an extra CO detector, because we had so many people in South Dakota lined up right next to each other. Colton was passed out in his bed from CO, and our alarm was going off. We had no idea because it was stuck in a drawer. We had no idea what was going off. Seriously.
Wow.
Seriously.
So we moved to the other side, and everything cleared out.
And
and
everything
was
cleared
fine.
out. So you want a very sensitive CO detector.
So that's partly the reason why when y'all pulled into the Cabela's, we weren't over by the other RVers.
Yeah, we learned our lesson the hard way.
Besides that, we
We had that happen the first time we took ours out, but it turns out that it wasn't the CO detector we had. We were parked and we were next to this a couple of tractor trailers in an RV rest area, and about a few hours into the night we decided to or actually we got woke up because it was going off. But
Yeah.
the CO gives different alarms, and the alarm we were getting was a low battery alarm. Because our batteries had not got fully charged. They were draining.
Oh,
So we drove down the road a little ways thinking that we got away from them, went back to bed, and it went off again. So we found out that the 3 beeps and a pause, 3 beeps and a pause is low battery and not actually CO. But yeah, if you're parked to a bunch of generators, I'm sure that can happen. So you definitely want to have a good carbon monoxide generator.
yeah. My
question.
backyard science. Yes, it was from the generators.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at Cabela's, you've got that spot, but you guys arrived a little bit before us there in Billings, and you told us we're on the other side. So we pulled in right next to you, facing each other. We set our camp up. It was just a really pleasant night.
Yeah, it was a
It
nice
was
evening.
nice evening. It was very nice evening. And
We
the kids went on the hoverboards in the parking lot and had a great time.
yeah, it was
They
great.
had a great time.
Took them shopping into a Cabela's there for a while. The kids, the
Brad
grandkids,
was cheap.
kids. And then what's that?
Brad was
wasn't
cheap.
Brad wasn't cheap. The kids wanted knives, and it was like, no.
You were trying to hook them up with all kinds of stuff.
I was trying to hook them up. Those grandkids of theirs would have had a blast if Brad would have given me his credit card and
Oh,
let me just take them in there.
yeah, yeah.
And that was 5 weeks into the vacation. We'd spent quite a bit on the grandkids by then. So so we're going to have dinner that night. Mark brought up, was that in Billings with the Chinese food? So Chris picked out a Chinese place, and Mark's driving. He's going to go to his Chinese place. I said, no, Chris wants to go to this other place. So we go to this other place, and we
Hello.
Where'd Brad and Chris go? Did they go bye-bye or did we go bye-bye? We're in the show.
Everyone can see and hear you.
Can you
guys hear
somebody
Brad and Christina?
somebody text or put in a comment? Can you hear us or Brad and Chris or who?
Oh,
there they are. There they are. That was interesting.
I almost got the blue screen of death there. I got like a bunch of red and green lines, and then it disappeared. So I don't know.
You know
what
what? It was okay because I got to be the star of the show for like 5 seconds.
We were like, everyone can see and hear you, and we're like, oh.
Anyway, about the Chinese food place. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, so we go to the place Chris wanted, and we pull up, and there's a sign on the door saying "We got sick, we closed" or something like that. And so we ended up going to Mark's place, and we go to Mark's place, and it was a fancy Chinese. It was a Chinese bistro.
Cost us a small
And so
fortune.
we got there. We waited an hour. First of all, we ordered our normal stuff that we normally order, which is usually around $40 bucks or so, $80 something. And Mark ordered what he normally orders, which is probably usually around 40 or 50 bucks, and it was $80 something. So we go back to the campground, and we're thinking this is going to be fantastic, and it was
This is
just
going to be a most amazing Asian affair that we've ever had, and
Awesome.
it wasn't any better than what's that chain?
Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Yeah.
that's true.
Anyway, but it was still a good evening. It was still a good evening.
So after we left you guys there, you continued west, and you've looked at property in a few different places. Where all of you looked?
Well, we didn't look at any property until we got to, well, that was Billings. We had looked at property before we got to Billings in Wyoming,
Yeah.
but it was a lot. It was 70 acres for $70,000. There's my $1,000 an acre property. But there was no water, no river, no creek, none of that. And it's still a nice area, but it is really sagebrushy and like
Same
Right.
here, though.
the
Same here.
distance view is gorgeous because you have Yellowstone in the background and all that.
Yeah.
And
the kids were just like,
no.
well,
So then we left you guys in Billings. We actually stayed at a really cool city park. What was the name of that place?
oh,
I'll look it up while Tina talks.
right off the Yellowstone River.
Yeah, right on the Yellowstone.
The river's beautiful.
Oh,
So
oh
this
my gosh, it
was
gorgeous. We had a bad campsite, so we got rid of the trash and
it's called Ichikepu City Park Campground.
Ichikepu.
Ichikepu City Park Campground, and I think it's in Columbus or something like that, Montana.
Columbus.
But it's right, and it's a city park, so it's free.
Yeah.
It's absolutely free, and no services, but beautiful.
Right.
Definitely a weekend where you don't want cell
Yeah.
service. You don't want. 'cause
But
we
it's a
barely-
major whitewater rafting input, so on the weekends there's a lot of local traffic from putting the rafts in and all that.
Yeah.
But we stayed there just one night, right? Or
Yeah.
we stayed 2 nights.
We stayed one.
Just one.
We stayed one.
But absolutely gorgeous, and again free. And then we went here.
Here.
And we've been here for 18 days.
We needed 18 days. Yeah. Well, by the time Tuesday comes, it'll be 18 days. And we needed, because we put 4,100 miles on just the Toyota, we needed this. We were road weary. We were toast.
What?
Your truck broke down.
Oh,
That was in
that
Graybill.
was in Graybill, Wyoming. Yeah, we come down I forget the hill. We come down and this god awful
Bighorn.
screeching sound off the Bighorn Mountain Range.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the Allison transmission going out in the Chevrolet,
That
and
was horrible.
took it into Cody, and they had my truck for 10 days. But this was prior to us meeting in Billings,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and ended up having to replace the transfer case in
We had
our
two
truck.
flat
so-
tires on mine.
Nope. Three.
So you
3?
Two
Two.
on her. So get this.
In
Here
one of
in
the
White
campgrounds.
Springs. Here in White Springs, I took the kids and we went up to a place called Gypsy Lake. Tina stayed back and we went up to a place called Gypsy Lake, way up in the Big Belt Mountains. And we're driving down the road and all of a sudden the tire sensor goes off. I keep going. I go about like another 10 miles and I start feeling it pulling to the right. So I stop and It's flat. I mean, it's like dead. So I'm out there and I'm changing the tire, and we get in here, and I send Tina to the tire shop the next day because I had to work. And the guy goes, she goes, so what caused the flat? And he goes, a rock break. A what?
A rock break.
They have rocks that are so sharp that they actually slice the tire between the between the. We have off-road tires on the 4Runner, like you guys have on your Jeep.
Mhm.
And slice the tire, a rock, and bled out.
And they had that, according to them, they said that that's the worst road. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
kind of, but everywhere else around here, we've been able to get in and out, and it's mostly dirt roads, which is what he was traveling, which is everything around here. You don't have a lot of pavement.
Yeah.
Right.
So in Montana, especially out in this area, you have, it's just dirt roads.
But it's been interesting, and it's been pretty.
We got to do the hot springs.
Yeah, and they have a wonderful hot springs here in White Springs. That is an old Indian sacred ground,
Healing waters.
and the story behind it is the Crows, the Blackfeet, and the
Sioux,
Sioux, and the oh crud,
Cherokee.
no,
Oh,
what's the lake over here? Anyway, there's like 4 Indian tribes that were always warring against each other, but they all got together, and in this valley, it was a war-free zone. You couldn't kill your friend, couldn't kill your enemy, and these hot springs here are really natural, and it's awesome.
it's where the Native Americans came to heal from the war wounds and everything. And literally, Mark and I went, and we've been complaining about our knees and it's just driving,
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm telling you,
And it's
100
hot. 136 degrees.
Jeez.
Ouch.
Yeah,
but it
but it
felt
feels awesome.
fantastic.
Really?
Sit in there about 10 minutes at a time, but
But
Wow.
if you guys are traveling and you hear hot springs,
I went in
check
gray
it.
and came out pink. I looked like a shrimp ready to eat.
We went to a place called Thousand Springs in Idaho,
Mhm.
and we didn't go into the bathhouses, but it's fed by a hot springs. But it was only around 100 degrees, wasn't it? 90,
104.
104.
That,
And but they have a full size, like Olympic size pool there, and all kinds of stuff to do that's fed with the hot springs water, and that's a pretty cool place too. But
Yeah.
on your transfer case, I'm interested because it started going out,
Oh,
and I know your truck was in the shop for 10 days. How did you get your rig into where you stayed for 10 days?
oh my God.
I
You
drove
limped it there, or did it go?
We
I
drove
limped
it.
I limped it down the rest of the way down the Bighorn Mountain Range. It was going, and it was weird because as long as I
smelled
kept the
something.
fuel, as long as I kept the gas pedal down, it would run perfect, just like it should.
Yeah.
Problem is coming down the Bighorn Range, you can get going pretty quick. So eventually you got to let off and hit the brakes, right? Or engage the engine brake. But as soon as I let off the gauge is when it would start just grinding. I mean, and it was a god awful. It sounded like the whole thing was just going to drop out any second.
But it was one of those things where I got on the walkie-talkie and I said, Mark, I'm smelling something. And we lived in Durango and we know the smell of brakes and all of that stuff. And he was like, oh, no, it'll be okay. Well, the further down the mountain, that's when he started getting, and then when we were approaching, he drove like that, like the alarms and stuff would go off. But I'm telling you, when we drove through Grable and with the small building or the buildings right
People
there,
were looking.
people were looking because it was like it was horrible.
Anyway, we
Horrible.
dropped the trailer. We found a campground in Grable. We weren't originally going to stay there. We found a campground in Grable. We were 50 miles from Cody, but I didn't think I could make it to Cody pulling the trailer. So we dropped the trailer in Grable, and then the next morning was it the next morning or the morning after, something like that.
No, the very next morning.
We ran it over. We ran the truck, made an appointment, ran the truck over to the Chevrolet dealership there in Cody, and they didn't know what was wrong with it, and so they dug into it, and they called me about 4 days later, and they said it's a transfer case. I'm like, transfer case? I never had it in 4-wheel drive. Why would it be the transfer case? All those gears spin anyway. But So they ordered the parts, and then he called me 2 days later and he said, well, I got some good news and bad news. We know exactly what's wrong with it, but we ordered the wrong parts. So we talked to the people at the campground in Grable, and they were fantastic. And this campground's name, I don't have.
Worst mosquito haven ever.
No.
Worst.
Yeah, they had some mosquitoes. There's no doubt about
And it was
that.
to the point where the campground was great, but if you're going to go there, you don't want to drink the water because they couldn't even
There it
fish
is.
out of the water.
Campbell's Green Oasis. Very nice people, different people, but
Yeah.
very nice people.
Now is that the one where
She
they
has
like
cancer.
watched your didn't want your dogs to go in the grass and stuff?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it is? I thought that was that we stayed
No,
at.
no, no. We stayed at Mountain View in Sundance, Wyoming, and it was really, really nice.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that was the one.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it.
Okay.
no,
Oh, yeah, no,
Mountain View is awesome. We recommend y'all to go to Mountain View, right?
They were very pet friendly as long as
Yeah.
you cleaned up after your pets.
Yeah.
She was very fastidious with the pool, and
Oh yeah,
I mean they're on their game. This place was more. I mean, we did some terrific sightseeing, but if you're just going to be camping and chilling out at the campground, the Grable one is not the place you want
No,
to go to.
no.
But what we did is we took the Forerunner, and we actually got to go down into the
Devil's-
dinosaur pits
Devil's Kitchen.
and Devil's Kitchen, where we went forerunning into the Badlands of Grable, Wyoming. It was so cool. So
Wow.
cool. Words can't even explain that experiment.
You were screaming. At
I
me.
was. Yes, I was. There were times, even all the kids got out of the car, including me, on some of those places. But it was
Wow.
fantastic. And you wonder why we have flat tires, but you know.
Which brings up a good point because we are going to winter together down in South Padre and Galveston, right? Somewhere in that area.
Port A.
Well, yeah. Right now we're looking at Port. Right now,
We're not looking at Port Aransas.
well, I know, but you're also looking at work camping places, so I didn't know if there was a
South
chance
Padre.
if you get work camping whether we would change or not. So I didn't know.
Well,
But yeah, right now the plan is Port Aransas for January, and then South Padre area. Well, actually, Brownsville, about
Yeah.
30 minutes from South Padre for February and March.
And that's what we're going to do, something similar. I'm going to do that too.
Have
But
you,
then after that, next spring we're headed to Moab, and y'all are coming with us.
No, we'll be headed back close to family.
No, we have to do Moab together.
Well, we'll have to do it some other
I
time.
have to see that Jeep in action in Moab.
Summertime.
Just like, no.
no.
So actually, when we were in Billings, that's where we stayed. We asked you how it was going, and you both kind of, I know you're enjoying a lot of it, but you both said you had moments where you were just ready to be done.
At first. Well,
Yeah.
At first, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the first campgrounds we stayed at, we just kept having, it was like little things with, like right now we have this big fan.
Well, we don't have it going now.
We
because
don't have
we're
it
on
going
video,
now
but-
because we're on video, but one thing after another just kept going wrong with the RV, like warranty issues. And the problem is now the RV business is so full. I mean, the sales are like 300 to 500%, you know? So now your techs on the road are 3 months out. And when you're full time and you're hitting these various places, you can't grab a tech right then and there. You know, you're 3 months out. So in the meantime, and then everything with most of your RV companies are on back order, like 3 months. So we were frustrated at that. But I think it's just because of the timing and the busyness and everybody doing this. But it was just one thing after another with our trailer. And it was like, really? We were told that, you know, and we were just, I think our expectations far exceeded reality.
There was pre-sales,
Yeah.
which Mark and I are very familiar with, and then there was
Yes.
the post-sales reality.
Yeah.
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 So have you got the things fixed now, or are you still waiting to
No,
get
we're still waiting.
Still waiting.
nothing
Refrigerator
scheduled?
gets to 40, you
Just
know,
like
but it's, you either deal with it or there's no options. I mean,
Yeah, we've got an extended warranty on ours, but that's only for like major things. We took our motorhome to this place in St. Charles here in Missouri that does.
I was going to tell you that's a subject you need to bring up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They do both the engine and transmission work and also the RV stuff. And a lot of times you'd have to take it to different places. That's the reason I took it there the first time last year. And the first time there was some things that Chris didn't think the windshield wipers got replaced. And now that I've put new ones on, I don't think they did either, because we never noticed a difference. And when I put new ones on just now, we noticed a big difference. And there was a couple other things, but it wasn't too bad the first time. I didn't think it was horrible. So we took them back again. And I'm thinking, you know, we're getting ready to go all the way across country, peace of mind. I don't want to have to take my weekend to do it, pay a lot of money to those guys to do this stuff. And I thought, hey, that's going to give us peace of mind. I don't have to worry about it. Well, my goodness, what all do we have?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
the only thing that got fixed was the stove.
Yeah, the stove burners, they did fix that appropriately.
Yes.
But the water pump was intermittent. It didn't get fixed. I just fixed that when I got back just now. The GFCI we're having issues with, that didn't get fixed. Those were both intermittent. So I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But the generator stopped working, and they did generator service. And we went outside, and there was oil over the ground. And I reached down to the filter, and it was just loose. So they didn't tighten the filter. So that was one thing. Could have completely ruined the generator. The other thing was the
coolant cap.
Yeah, I got into the when I was there with you in Billings, I get in to check all the fluids, and I noticed that the reservoir for the coolant was way low. And I went to fill it up, and there's a cap on top of the coolant. It wasn't even screwed on, so they left that off. So yeah. Done with that place. So you do with these units, whether they're new or used, of course, if it's new and it's something that you don't want to mess with, you've got the warranties. But if it's something small, learn and fix it yourself. And I know you're capable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, we've got a Newmar, which is considered really good brand, solid brand. You've got a Grand Design, which is one of the top of the line quality fifth wheels. But it doesn't matter the brand. These things all break when you're going down the road. When you're traveling down the road, you've just got that energy shaking around, moving. Materials are made to be really light. You're going to have things that break. So the best thing is to get some type of training, watch some YouTube videos, and try to fix the small things as they occur. Don't you think?
I agree 100%.
100%.
I have fixed a lot of things with it, you know. Our biggest thing right now, two biggest things right now, well, and one's not a major issue, but I'm hauling around 30 gallons of fuel that I can't use because the pump doesn't work. The bigger issue for us is our refrigerator, the high flow fans that draw air across the coils, because an RV refrigerator doesn't work like a residential refrigerator. It runs on the electric or LP, liquid propane, but instead of blowing cold air into a box like your home refrigerator, this thing actually, I did a little bit of research, and this thing actually somehow extracts heat from the items you put in your refrigerator. And that's how it gets it to cool. I don't understand the physics behind that, but part of that process is there's a lot of cooling fans on the backside of your refrigerator that require airflow to remove that heat. So we have 4 120 millimeter fans that are high flow fans that are shot. The whole bank of them are shot. And so I've been supplementing with that for almost 3 weeks now. And
Aren't they concerned if they don't fix that the whole fridge will go out and then they have to replace the whole fridge?
Yeah, but right now, and it's not Grand Design's fault, it's Leipert's fault, or whoever made the refrigerator. I think it's Liepert. The fans, there's, again, back to Tina's point, there's been so many people buying units, and this is a known issue. These fans they're from China, and they're imagine that.
Right.
They're on back order. There's
Like
been so many, they fail all the time.
Months.
Like months on back order. They've been saying they were going to send me fans, and then they call me back and they're like, "Oh, we still can't get them."
So it's nothing to do with Grand Design. I mean, we're not, it's just the little things that just keep popping up or happening. And that was at the beginning. But at this point, we're just like, you can't control it. You know?
They're going to replace my groceries because I'm out like $400.
Yeah.
Two times we've lost groceries.
Yeah, two times.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let's get back to the property. How are you guys finding the property that you're looking for? Are you using an app?
Oh, well, we initially started
Initially,
that way, but then-
we started using Zillow and like
Yeah.
another app. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, your
But-
best
but
bet.
your best bet is to look in the area you want and find local realtors
Yep.
and get on their website and look. Because, for instance, here in White Springs,
There were only
there were
three
only 3 properties on Zillow.
total.
But when you look at the individual realtors here in White Sulphur Springs, there's like 40.
Yeah.
They're not showing up on Zillow. So
So your initial, and then what's best is to go in and they have like these catalogs in these local stores. They have these catalogs, real estate stuff, and then you start looking at like who the realtors and who's got what listings and stuff, and that's your best bet. Zillow will give you an idea, but not near to the extent of what's actually local.
Well, we're looking on Zillow.
Well, we did too.
we did too.
We
Until
did too.
but I'll tell you, when you find a place that you like, get off of Zillow and look at the local realtors and what
Yeah.
they have listed, and you'll uncover infinitely more. And then when you do find properties, then you go drive out there in a lot of them, and you'll see a bunch that are for sale by owner, especially
Right.
up here because they don't want to pay that 10%.
Right.
Yeah. We found, I would say for every property we found on Zillow, we've uncovered 10 to 15 properties that are outside of Zillow in the same area.
And right now, what area are you in? Where you're staying at right now?
We're north of Bozeman.
We're about 70, 80 miles north of Bozeman and about 70 miles to the east of Helena. It's called White Sulphur Springs, between the Big Belt and the Little Belt Mountains.
Nice. And
Yeah.
you haven't found that unicorn yet.
No, I thought I did, but no.
We did. We thought we did, but you know what? Then when we called her,
Yeah, I thought I found it.
it wasn't all 4 seasons.
Yeah, it was an old mining claim. And it's only accessible in the summer and fall. So winter and spring, you can't even get to it without
Yeah.
snowmobiles. There's no way you could get this thing up there.
And then what you'll find around
Get out before the snow comes, Mark.
Huh?
You just have to get out before the snow comes. Go south.
Yeah. Well, I
thought
talked
about
about that. We talked about that. And we thought we had some really good friends that were going to buy property in the South. But come to find out,
We never even hinted at buying property in the south. We're going to try to we're going to try to spend the winters in the south, but we're at this point there's no plan to buy property. But you know, if that's something you're going to do every year and you find a place that you like, it's not a bad idea to buy yourself a RV spot down there. But we're going to take the work camping approach, so we can get free. Not even have to pay any taxes, right? You get a free spot for the wintertime in Texas or Florida or somewhere south that's warm. And Chris will work a little bit while I work. Of course, once I retire, either we'll, not do that anymore, so we both don't have to work, or we'll both work and then, enjoy our time off together. Just because they like couples doing it a lot of times, but I think most of them have been fine with just you doing it.
Mhm.
Just you'll work a little bit more hours. But that's what we're going to do. That's what we're looking at doing this winter. She's still talking to a few places. And then actually next summer, we've got a place already lined up in Montana that we're going to go back to. So we're going to 3 months here in this area around family, 3 months in the winter, somewhere warm, 3 months back around here in spring, and then 3 months in the summer in the mountains. That's kind of the tentative plan right now. Until we start finding people that have RV spots put in. I mean, if you want to go to Arizona, Aaron Peterson has an RV spot. I think Linda has an RV spot at her mountain home in Utah. So we could just go around to all our coworkers and mooch talk.
That's what I'm saying. We
But I
got
don't
a
know
place
if it's
in
been more than a week or so. with
right?
Linda.
Tennessee, right? In the Smokies, we'll have a place. Hint, hint.
Yeah, that'd be
They're
nice.
not. Now they're thinking about being back out here out west. I don't think they know what they're going to do.
Where y'all looking for land?
Chris, look at me.
Tennessee. Right now we're looking at Tennessee. But we told you in Billings on the way back. We loved Montana. We loved Washington. I loved Utah. I think you liked Utah, but not as much as Montana and Washington. But yeah,
And Idaho. Don't forget Idaho. Idaho's gorgeous.
The top
there's
part.
the top part
The
of
top.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, Coeur d'Alene, that area. Idaho is really Wallace
Yes.
area. That's really beautiful. All right, so that's kind of the updates on the property and you guys being full timers for 2 months. We'll be true full timers starting pretty much tomorrow. But we've been 80%. So I mean, a lot of the stuff really the big thing for us is we don't have the income from here, but we also don't have the payment or the headache. This will be the first time in many years that we haven't had some type of business that Chris has had to manage, or we both had to manage. I usually did the accountant and taxes for all that stuff. So we're actually not only downsizing our property, but downsizing responsibility. We just kind of want to have some peace. We actually talked about looking at some RV parks. We're going to buy an RV park and go right back into be business owners. We decided we're putting that on hold for a while. Not that won't.
Found one for sale
Found one for sale.
Where at?
here.
Here
Like
In
about,
Montana?
In
Yeah.
Montana?
in
Yeah.
Montana. Yeah.
Yeah.
18 spots.
How much?
325.
Really?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right in the price range we were looking at, actually.
Come on, man. It's in Montana.
Yeah.
Well, and the nice thing about this area is it's great from what we understand. It's great snowmobiling territory because you're close to the Helena National Park.
Oh, but well,
And
the other
then
thing, it
Showdown.
wasn't just an RV park. It had
Showdown.
18 RV
Oh
connections.
yeah. We really want to check this
It
place
had
out.
18 RV pads, but it also had 4 cabins
Yeah.
Nice.
and a 3,200 square foot owner's house
With a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
with a liquor license and a bar, as well as a fly fishing guide license and an outfitter's building.
you guys don't want to go in halves and,
Well,
I'm just saying.
Hello.
we were laughing though because we were like only 18. By the time we all got it said and done, we'd have 8 full timers that are living for free, friends of ours. We'd have 10
And
sites.
then we'll be paying the rest work campers
Just wanted to
to
say
take
hi.
care of us.
Think
Before
about
we came
that.
in. Nursing Our Travel Bug and Pinay Trucker Adventures. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Yeah.
Stop. I might just head over there.
See what I mean? There went another
See?
site we
I'm
can't get
telling
income
you.
off of.
Actually, we were talking when we were on our way out there. We were talking about
Campsites.
our friends Don and Neoyo, who you haven't met yet.
Yeah.
Carolyn and Ron, who you haven't met yet. The 4 of us all going together. See, here's the deal. I've got the accountant tax type stuff, marketing maybe. You've got the telecom. You put in networks. You guys have got
Tanner can run a bar.
skills. Ron and Carolyn own an RV park already in Ohio, so they know how to run one. Don used to have an excavating business, and he actually put in 3 spots. So
I know, right?
yeah, I think, and I want to put it in and make it like a destination for motorcycle enthusiasts.
Well, exactly. And then what we understand, it's not that far from Showdown, which is a huge ski resort.
Oh, especially
Yeah.
when it happens.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's a really nice place. We're going to go look at it.
We are going to go look at it.
Check it out.
We're going to take pictures. We're
Yeah.
going to take pictures. But when we but we didn't find that out until Mark went to the grocery store And you know those real estate magazines and stuff like that you see?
Yeah.
That's how we found out about it. So you don't find a lot of those gems
Yep.
on Zillow. We would have never found this had we been 100% relying on Zillow. So, like I said, like we advise, go and look at the area, but then drive those areas because there's way more out there for sale, even for sale by owner, that are better deals.
What if we bought it and sold RV spots for 20 grand? If you had 18 RVs minus ours,
You get your property for free.
you could pay for it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
everybody has their own RV spot. And then you rent out the cabins of the hunters and you have a bar and an outfitter's license.
Lots of options.
You were talking the fishing around here though. From what we were talking to a guy over on the White River. Is it the White River?
Smith River.
Smith River. Pulling out trout like nobody's business.
So here's the other thing that I noticed on Montana. It's 8:30 here, and it's long been dark.
And it's
When
still
we were
light
in
there.
Montana, it was
He's
still
looking
light
at
at
me.
10:30 at night 2 weeks ago at like far western Montana. I don't know about Bozeman, but when you get back over to
Yeah, it gets dark here about 9:30, between 9:30 and 9:45. But if you're right.
yeah,
If you get over by the
St.
Idaho,
Regis.
it stays light till like 10:30.
when we were in St. Regis, the sun was down, but at 10 o'clock it was still light. You know, it was dusk, but it was not dark at all. It was good 10:30, close to 11 o'clock before.
It's too much work for my retirement years. I'm laughing at the comments.
Who said it?
Yeah, Amy's saying that she's in New York. I know she's looking. She just changed her name. It was Off Grid. I know she's looking at doing the Off Grid life, but she's talking about the RV park and such there in Montana. You're talking about.
Is she looking at Montana or is she? Because is that?
I'm not exactly sure where all Amy is looking right now. She's got a place in New York, but I think her desire is to be fully off grid.
Well, she just said, "Stop! I might just head over there." Well, come on,
Come on.
Yeah.
bring 20,000 cash, and we'll help you get into it with us.
No, we are going to check it out. It is something that's interesting to us. You know, if people work full time at home, and I can run an RV park and have our camp workers and stuff.
Yeah. Same thing we've talked about. Again, we had made the decision to not look at that, but we're not rushing anything. So I mean, if the right thing, if the right thing comes, oh, okay. Amy's she's got 40 acres and she's already off grid.
Oh, wow. Does she run off of solar? That's the other question we would like to bring up if anybody has solar experience.
So when you guys are done here, you need to go over to her Empath Embracing Life YouTube channel, subscribe to that, hit notifications. She goes live multiple times. She does some dog theme stuff and also some off grid theme stuff. She was one of our first moderators on our lives in the past. So yeah, check her out.
Sweet.
She's got four rescue puppies, but all four of them combined don't weigh as much as one of our dogs or one of your dogs. little guys. They're little cute guys.
Okay. That was the thing. You said what was the most frustrating thing our first couple of months? So we have 2 German
dogs.
Shepherds, 2 guinea pigs, a lizard, and 2 kids. Okay. The dogs. They had a hard time adjusting. And that was crazy. Yes, I use a 400 watt solar. Wow. 400 watt solar setup. So it was mostly the dogs because they were on edge.
Yeah.
And it was almost to the point where you would be, I can't tell you how many times like Faith would be so on edge that we would be getting out of our cabin and she would take off in the morning and like almost throw the kids down the stairs. It was just almost a lot of injuries.
But now I got the trigger.
But now we got and it has been, she was clicker trained. But I'm telling you, big difference. Big difference.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a must.
We've only had it for
Okay, so
a week.
So let's talk about that. So, and these subjects, we're liable to get some comments after this, maybe during it, because there's, everybody's got an opinion on the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it. We went to sit training with Priscilla because she's deaf and we had never trained a deaf dog before. And they had her within the first hour responding fairly quickly.
Well, yeah,
but
'cause
they did use.
She was going to hurt me.
Yeah, she was
I had
going to
no
hurt
control
Tris.
over her.
that's
When another
right.
dog would come over, she would just take off, right? So they did use a pinch collar for the training, but we don't use a pinch collar on Priscilla anymore because it did not work that much. Presley's always used a pinch collar, but it's really just to keep her from pulling as she walks. And if you take her for a walk without it, she's pulling way out. So she does wear those. Priscilla, actually, they also did the vibrate shock collar. So you can get vibrate settings and you got shock collar settings.
Mhm.
And so you have no way to get Priscilla's attention because she's deaf. So vibrate worked for a little bit to get her attention and still probably would today around the house or in a controlled
Yes.
environment. But if you're at a dog park or if we're walking through a park and we know there's going to be dogs there, we have to have something to get her attention when she's at the height of excitement. And a shock collar we always started on the lowest setting. It gets her attention and
Well,
it puts the end to it right there.
It was also the training. It's not
Yes,
just
it's mostly the training. Get her to
Right.
look at us.
Training.
Get her to look at
They
us.
learn quick. I'll tell you right now, they learn quick. And one
And
of
the
the
tone.
things,
We have one with a tone. And so
yeah,
and she recognizes that tone kind of like the clicker.
yeah.
And we use that a lot more in praising than we do.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and most of the time, if she sees it in our hand, she behaves and just show it to her. You don't
Yeah.
even have to do anything. So I mean, to us, it's worked.
It's
And
been
we-
a godsend for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you guys tested yours out first. You want to tell us about that? How did that start? Who
So
started?
it started with me, but because of the controversy between it, and my kids were like, "I want to use it. I want to use it." And I'm like, "Well, you can't use it till you experience it, because
Yeah.
you shouldn't use some." I'm a big believer in if you're gonna use something on an animal, that okay, that's fine, but so I started it.
We had a little bit
Did
of
you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, we did it.
I've gone all the way up to 7.3.
7-3.
To
And
see
you just take your two fingers,
Yeah.
and you put them on the prongs, and you hit the button.
We started off with vibrate.
I started off.
hand, so it goes right through your heart.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. But trust me, Brad, if you hadn't done it, you need to try
You
it.
need to try it. You and Christina make a game out of about it to see how high you can go.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Before we even put it on our dog, we
Sounds so much like our friendship, all the way back. Oh,
First of all,
I dare you to try that.
that's the way
first
he
of all,
was.
it's not electrical. It's static electricity. So
Sucker.
it's not when you matter of fact, if you'll put it on one and just hit the one button, you don't even hardly feel it at all.
Really?
Don't you remember ever sticking a 9-volt battery to your tongue?
Yeah.
That's not
That
been
hurts
like
worse.
Yeah, than the one.
Than the
Really?
one. Way much.
Yeah.
Even more than the 3. Now, when you start getting up into the 5 or 6, and it doesn't hurt, but it feels weird. It's like,
Like you can't move your hand
Yeah,
to
it's
get
like-
your hand off of the prongs. I had to trust him to release the butt.
Electro muscle stimulator thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Like
a-
Fracture.
like a Tim's machine.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Russian stem.
Like I had on my knee.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's not like it electrocutes them. It just gets their attention. And that's what it does to you.
But I
So-
know that if I can only do 7.3, we don't need to go above 7.3.
Honey, there's no way to go above 7.3. That's as high as it goes.
Yeah. But she responds at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Priscilla usually
Priscilla.
responds at 1,
Yeah.
maybe 1-3, but yeah.
No, mine are stupid. They respond at 3-1 and 4-1.
But that was initially.
But that
that's
was
just the
initially.
first
Now
read.
now they're you like you said. If I put the collar on her, she's a different dog. She comes out
She
and
sees
she's
that
like,
control.
"I love you."
Yeah.
I feel lame now. You guys tried it out, and I didn't know that would be the explanation. I figured it'd be some kind of dare that you did with your son, but it's caring about the dogs. And Amy,
Yeah. Yeah,
she
Absolutely.
on herself first. I didn't try it out on myself first.
We made it at the
I put
game.
on
I'm not the one
Does it
that
see how far you could go?
We sat down at the picnic table at the campground, and I said, okay, let's see what this feels like, so that we know what we're doing to our dogs. And at first the kids were like, "You're crazy, Daddy."
So that's the stuff you need to post on YouTube. You'll get a bunch of views on that. You put that together and say, we got our new collar for our dogs before we put it on. Yeah. And
I tried to put it on the kid's neck, but they won't let me do that. I'm kidding. But no, we just used our 2 fingers and went through the steps, and it was it became a challenging thing, especially between me and my son.
yeah,
Because he would do it, and then I would be like, "Well, I'll go to the next one." So I did it,
And then if Mama went to 5,
oh yeah,
he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I gotta beat Mom."
I'm very familiar with that.
yeah. Brad knows.
I just want to say hi to, this is our retirement, Norm and Tina. Thanks for coming in, guys. We're getting ready to wrap up here for the night. I also see Sue with Lucky Dogs, production moderator. Thanks for coming in, Sue. We are about at the hour. That's everything that I had to talk about. Do you guys have any additional questions for us? Anything that we're going through, or anybody in the chat, if you have any questions around selling everything, looking for property, or any feedback at all, we would love to hear it before we wrap up for tonight. You have anything else?
Hi, Lucky Dog.
Well, to sum it up, if you're looking for property, use Zillow initially, but then when you start finding that area that you like, go local.
Yeah, that's a good tip, because we were focused all on Zillow, and honestly, we've got quite a few to look at because I'm kind of excited to go look.
Yeah.
But I honestly think there's only a couple that she's somewhat enthused about, but it's hard to get enthused about the property in this area whenever you've been in the mountains of Montana and Washington, and you see just those gorgeous, so many crystal clear streams and the lush green, and
Well, I don't know my phone.
I'm going to have to probably lower my standards from that out there
Well,
to get.
hang on.
Tennessee's
Are you really looking at Tennessee? If you're really looking at
we can
Tennessee,
help.
I can help you in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, if we go farther east, but then that gets us another,
You got to get into the Smoky Mountains.
I know if we go to Smoky Mountains, then we're 5 or 6 hours away from, Janelle, and eight
You
hours.
will be out here.
What's the point of
You're not really helping. We're gonna start with Tennessee and see if we can find something. We're not in a hurry. So especially with not having a house and the financial impact of that.
Yeah.
If we're not in a hurry and we're looking and we're enjoying looking, we don't find anything by winter, we go down and enjoy the winter in Texas. We come back in spring and revisit looking then. But
I think that was our decision. We had talked to you guys, and thank God for your YouTube channel and you bringing us in, because after one of our calls, it was after that right before we left, we had hooked in with you guys, and then we were like, why are we rushing this? And so within 2 weeks, I think it was sometime in late May that you had us on, and within 2 weeks I had the kids enrolled in online education.
Did you buy a bracelet?
No.
You're such a squirrel.
you bought a bracelet.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
They sell these copper bracelets at the thing for $30.
No, I
I'm like,
had
did you
one.
buy a bracelet?
No, I've had
Okay, it
one.
looks like one up there.
I got changed today.
That's good. I'm fine. Just tell me the truth.
I am really. Did you squirrel?
Good night.
Good night.
Happy trails. Happy travels.
Okay, but anyway, I don't even remember. That was a squirrel that like took me.
You were talking about something.
He took you with him.
He did take me with him.
I can't remember if it was important or not.
Hey, Chris.
No.
Hey, Chris. I'm gonna leave. These are my parting words.
What you're doing. This is what I want to do.
These are my parting words. Okay, listen, right here.
Thank God for you guys, because you're the ones that told us.
Yeah.
Had it not
I
been
was
for your
gonna say
channel,
something.
we would. I want to finish.
Yep.
Had it not been for you guys and take your time constantly, that's what you said. You don't ever get in a rush.
Yeah.
We're like, why are we rushing to buy property that could be?
Mhm.
There's no sense.
I didn't know we were ever rushing to buy property.
Well, we were on a mission. Yeah, we were like 2 months, 3 months, and then we're coming back home. And
What I
then we
wa-
changed.
What I wanted to tell
Disclaimer. I want to make a disclaimer. It's probably not going to happen, but so many times I've said, we're not in a hurry. We're not going to buy anything today. We may go to that first property
No,
and it might be a unicorn.
Bingo.
If I find the unicorn, I'm buying it, whether she wants it or not.
it's not going to happen.
Well, we set a rule about this one is that we're not going to do that. We're not going to buy on the spot, of course,
That's what we said.
especially with property. Property, there's so many things you got to look into, perk tests, utilities, all that type of stuff. You want to be very cautious with buying property. But we also said either one of us has full veto power. If one of us is not comfortable, we're not buying it, right? If one of us has any feeling at all that this isn't the property where we want to spend the rest of our days, we're not buying it. So, it might be a while, and we're just going to enjoy the journey and have as much fun as we can while we're doing that.
Well, and that's what happened with us today. That one area that we were looking at and we were like, oh my God, we got to heart this. We got to heart this. We went back out there today and we started evaluating. And then when we found out that some places that the elevations that we were liking, it was 500 feet
For a well
for a well.
at $50 a foot, that's $25,000 to put in a well.
Yeah.
No.
500 feet.
And they
Some
don't
places we're going
guarantee that
Yeah.
if they drill down 500 feet,
Yeah.
you may not get water.
You may not have water on your land at all.
Wow.
So we're like, nope. That's why I said, if the unicorn
Aw.
property,
Brad and Christina, if it's meant to be, it will happen. Good luck.
absolutely lucky dog.
Yes.
So anyway, what I was going to say and what I was going to end with, because I know we're over time, is Christina, it's not 1820, honey. You don't have to be, you could be in Montana and catch a plane and be there quicker than you could if you drove from Eastern Tennessee to your kids. Just saying.
Well,
Yeah,
Mal might
kids,
be
if
back
you're
on the
in
table
the
then.
Smokies,
What?
if
Hang on,
your
What
kids
did
are in the
Brad say?
Smokies,
They're
They-
not, though. They're not. They're in Central
but
Tennessee.
I'm saying if Central Tennessee, but if you're in the Smokies, they may want to come to y'all.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Brad?
I said Maui might be back on the table then because you can fly from there. And Maui, you don't even have to go anywhere for the winter or the summer. It's
If
just
y'all go to Maui, and if y'all go to
you
Maui,
have mountains and you got the ocean.
yeah, if y'all go to Maui, I just need a tent spot
Deal.
Yeah.
because I can't take this.
No. Actually, we were over there.
They don't
This is our retirement. Good night.
The park that's right down there and like the business district of Maui right there. You go over in the park, you take your shoes off and you walk in that grass. And it's like, if I'm going to be homeless, I want to be homeless right there in Maui. It's 60 something degrees in the evening, 80 degrees during the day. And the grass feels like shag carpet. I mean,
I think the U.S. needs to make a highway to the Hawaiian Islands.
And you can find
That's right.
Mai Tais for $1.50.
Liter ones for
We
$7.50.
need to make a highway. We need to build a highway.
That's a long highway.
I don't care. We can do it. We're the United States. We can do it. We
I'd
got
rather fly there. I'd
They
rather
don't
fly
be
there.
too busy.
Yeah.
I'd rather fly there. than
Long
fly.
time to drive there. That'd be like cross country.
God.
Actually, as a final note, I just want to point out to those that are in the call, Mark attended our first live about a year ago.
Look, I'm a Skeletor.
What in the world?
I know, right? It's the sunlight. The way. Look at my
No,
hand.
I'm a machine, Christina.
Look at my hand.
He's the Terminator. All right. Anyway, as I was saying,
Gross.
Mark attended our first live, and he said he actually won a contest on that.
Remember you said this?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. You're back. My screen was froze. On the first live, he won a contest, and that contest was a heated water hose because we had just upgraded from our travel trailer to our
And I,
motorhome, which has heated tanks. And Mark told me to give it away to somebody else because he would never do the RV life.
That's not exactly what I said. I said, you know what, Brad? Give that thing to somebody. When you run across a guy in a campground in the winter and they need one, give it to them. I'd feel better about that because I'm never going to need an RV heated water hose because I don't want an RV.
Right?
That was in March.
No.
No, it was later than that.
It was probably October, November last year. Right when we got back, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Then you guys came and saw us in March, and I still told you sitting down at breakfast. No, this isn't. We're not gonna.
Oh, yeah, on our way down. That's right. You looked around at it, and then shortly after that, it just totally changed, and you guys are loving it now.
Yeah. We're looking at being committed to 2 years, if not long, if not longer.
We don't really have a time frame on it as far as full time, but obviously, if you get property, it's not like we're gonna pop a house up in 5 minutes either. So even if you get property in a year, you're probably a year or two away from building something on there. Maybe have the utilities so you can park your unit there. But yeah, you definitely got to be committed for the long haul, I think, if you're going to take this route. And Lucky Dog asked about our watch hours. So we've been over 1,000 subscribers for quite a few months now. And we're an older channel, 2 years old. And the way that YouTube does it as far as monetization, basically paying their YouTube channels, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. So we're about at, I think we've got about 3,200 watch hours. No, it's more than that. It's 3,400 watch hours. We need about somewhere between 500 and 600 more hours. Every day we lose some and we gain some. So if anybody does want to run our videos, if you haven't watched them, watch our videos, give us the feedback. That'd be great. Other than that,
Hendrickson's to run you over.
I'm still laughing at this thing right here.
I know that's cool. The way the sun's shining on you totally look like the Terminator.
It's calling me out. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Put your hand up. Oh, look, there goes Tina.
That's
I'm
crazy. You can't do that. We're perfectly fine. We're not
I'm
either.
Hey, you have to be. You have to be tough. When you're on the road, you have to be tough. And you have to just love one another, and it don't matter what's going on or how bad your day is. It's all good.
And some of the Lincoln.
You traveled with kids,
Oh, the Lincoln. Do you want to talk about that? The Lincoln Moonshine?
I'll talk about it, but I'm never taking another sip of it again. And that was whiskey,
man.
right?
Brad and I've known each other for 25 plus years.
1995. Yeah. 25 years. 25 years.
I ran across. We were at some distillery in Kentucky, and
Boundary Oaks.
Boundary Oaks Distillery, and we found
Great
Abraham
harvest
Lincoln's original bourbon moonshine whiskey recipe, and they make small batches of it. And I bought a bottle just for him.
Yeah.
Just for you, Brad.
They used
And you had
this-
one sip.
They
I was so
used it for
disappointed.
surgery. They could have used it for surgery or something. Like
Alcohol.
Yeah, it was. Now whatever the other stuff that you had was smooth. Lavender. Yeah, lavender whiskey.
The girly whiskey.
I drank that.
that was good.
That's all right. I don't care. Put an
I
umbrella
don't
in
care
it.
either.
I like honey jack. I like lavender whiskey. I like root beer moonshine. Oh, there's a blackberry whiskey
Mhm.
that is made by Rose or something Rose, and actually Don and Amelia, our friends, have that. Blackberry whiskey is fantastic. Anyway, we're way over time. I appreciate everybody watching us tonight. We're gonna get to sleep. We're sleeping on the couch tonight, so it's gonna be.
It's not a couch. It's a
Sectional.
sectional.
No, you know what? No, you know what? Good for you guys. Y'all have had, good for you guys. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. And y'all deserve this. And I'm just cannot wait to see what you guys have in store for you. Seriously.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
No, y'all no, stop it. Please. I mean, seriously, we have been praying for you guys. I've just been following up with you, haven't I? I've been concerned. It's a tough job. And we had 5 weeks to at least prep. We didn't even sell our house.
God, I wish we would have.
You had it done in how many days?
If we had 5 weeks, we would have 4 weeks with stuff packed up.
That's what I'm saying.
It's proved every time we had to move,
Saying.
she gets excited about the move, and she also stresses. She thinks about it, and she loses sleep over it until she does it. And when she starts doing it, and I told her, I said, we have almost 2 weeks, 11 days, 14 days. It ended up being 9 days, but I told her, you're going to be done 3 or 4 days ahead of time. And, pretty much she was. And she didn't stress very much this time that I saw. I thought she did wonderful.
She bleeds on the inside, Brad.
Yeah, probably so. One of these days I'm going to open her journal and I'll be like, ah.
No, I'm proud of you guys.
All right,
So,
guys, we're out of here.
We're out.
See ya.
Everybody have a blessed
Tomorrow on work, we got to work on that RFP together, right?
Yeah, I got to throw it up on that deal.
Okay, I'll connect with you in the morning. To everybody in YouTube land, all of our friends, family out there, thank you for coming in. Wish us luck. We got not hard work over the next couple days, but still lots of moving parts. So once we get down to Kentucky and we start looking for property, it's going to be golden.
Or platinum.
Kentucky. I heard Kentucky.
Well,
That time I heard Kentucky.
Janelle, we're staying with Janelle. She lives about 10 minutes from the border of Tennessee.
Okay.
Could be platinum.
What is that?
Good to see everybody. Lucky Dog, Empathy Bracelet, or Empath Embracing Life. I love it.
All right, good night, guys.
See y'all.
Bye.
All right.